Welcome back to my living room. Here we are again, although decorated with pumpkins now. My name is Amy Lillard. I am the Executive Director of both Washington Filmworks and WhipSmart. And we are here at the October edition of In Development, which is the short 20 minutes or less update each month about how things are going with implementing the bill that passed in Olympia way back in the spring. So there's lots and lots to talk about today. And I have to say, it has been such a delight to be in community. I feel like I've got to visit with so many of you across the state. I've been out for the Small Budget Production Initiative in community, the Seattle Rotary, Gig Harbor New Neighbors, the Creative Economy Work Group in Olympia. It's just been so great to see all of the momentum around not only film, but the creative economy in general. So all of these things that we're doing out in community is figuring out how better to serve the film industry and the creative industries. And so we've been making lots of progress, and we have lots of things in progress. I know we've gotten a series of questions over and over again from the community. So instead of debuting something new tonight about the bill and what's happening with it, we wanted to ask some of those questions that we're hearing continuously from you. So with that, I'm delighted to invite Julie Damon.
Hello, hello.
Julie Damon is our Director of Operations and Finance and my partner in crime. Between the two of us, we have 28 years of combined experience at Filmworks. So that either makes us really talented or really old, you choose. So, no, okay.
Either one. It's been a delight. And so I'm thrilled to be here with you with my very spooky October background and my slight green aura. But,
for those that don't know, Halloween is Julie's favorite holiday. Is it a holiday? It's kind of a holiday.
It's a holiday. It involves candy. So yes, there's food. But as you said, Amy, we're here to answer questions, the burning questions that we keep hearing over and over again. So the first question that I have is around the fact that there was a bit of an announcement earlier this month where you snuck in an application window. So
I snuck in. Okay, let me just be very clear. I snuck nothing in. This was a wonderful opportunity provided to you by the board of directors at Washington Filmworks. Yeah, we did. We opened a very short application window. It was, we had so much heat coming off the legislative session and lots of people who were interested in filming in Washington State. And so, we opened a short application window to invite anyone who wanted to film in the fall or the winter to submit an application. And we got some. So the board's going to meet here shortly, and fingers crossed, we're hoping to make an announcement about some work coming your way in the fall and winter months.
So it was a very short window. I think it closed yesterday. So of course, the next question is, when are we opening this application window again? What about the people who weren't ready to apply just quite yet?
So not even a breath. We don't even get a breath. When is there more money available? That's a good question. Our goal is to actually reopen the application window in March, but then in March have all the bells and whistles from the legislative session, and then have the brand new program live and online and funded, which is super exciting.
So exciting.
But we got to raise money to allocate to productions if we're going to open an application window. Julie, Director of Operations and Finance, stressing the finance in this question. Can you talk about our fundraising and a little bit about how we raise money? Because we get that question a lot too.
You said the magic word, money. So I'd be happy to talk a little bit about our, wildly unique funding mechanism. So of course, the headline was that we got this $15 million increase in our fundraising cap. But that's exactly what it was. It was an increase in our fundraising cap, which means that we had to go out and actually get the contributors to give us that money, which we've been doing. It's underway. But I thought I'd take a minute to explain to everyone this unique funding mechanism that we have been busy spreading the word about. So we are essentially the only entity in the state that has this funding mechanism where businesses that have a B&O tax liability can choose to donate that money to Washington Filmworks and in return receive a dollar for dollar tax credit when they file their B&O taxes. So it's at no expense to these businesses. It's money that they would be spending anyway, but instead of just paying it when they file their B&O taxes, instead they're directing it to Washington Filmworks, and they're helping to fund our incentive program and these amazing other programs that we're developing with the new legislation.
By the way, it's so we started with money. Well, I mean, can people contribute, by the way?
Absolutely. So our goal is $15 million. This went into effect in July. We're about halfway there, but we're still working our way there. So absolutely people can help. If they have a business and they pay B&O, please, contact us, give us a call. On our website, there's a how to contribute if they want to learn more. Or, I know so many of the people who watch this are members of the film community who might have a favorite vendor, people who already support the film industry, who enjoy doing business with us and might want to figure out, is there a way that I can help the film industry a little bit more? And so, it'll just take 10 minutes, check out our website. And absolutely, we would love to chat with them about getting their B&O.
We'll take all the money.
All the money.
All the money. So, but money is one part of really what we're focusing on right now. The other part is people and money. Because there's a lot of new programs and we need some help. So can you talk a little bit about the help and what we're looking for?
Absolutely. So staying on that money thing for one more minute, we just hired a financial controller. So as we're bringing in this $15 million, we have just hired someone to help manage and oversee the finances of Washington Filmworks, just making sure that we're dotting those I's and crossing those T's and managing that money in the best way possible. After that, we are planning on hiring a director of funding assistance. So I don't know if people necessarily understand our completion package process, which is the way in which we actually pay out the projects after they've been approved for the incentive. Doggos! So yes, we have this completion package review process, which is a very detailed process where we review all of the receipts. We touch all of this paper just to verify that the money that gets spent by our program actually goes towards movie expenses and Washington spend. So under the $3.5 million program, we'd approve like maybe 3 or 4 projects a year. With this expanded program, we're looking at maybe having simultaneously 3 episodic series, 4 feature films, a few of those small budget productions that you've been going around the community talking about. And that's just going to be a lot more reviewing. So we wanted to hire a director of funding assistance to help us streamline that department, build out capacity, and really help oversee also the expanded reporting practices that have been written into our law as well. So we're very excited about that. Now, also in our law is this mandate for workforce development. Amy, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yep, I'd love to. So if you didn't recall, we have all these new projects that we're going to bring in, and we need more people to work on them. And so the bill allows us to spend $500,000 over the next 2 years and $750,000 until the program sunsets in 2030, specifically aimed at workforce development for people from excluded communities. And so that's, we're thinking about it in creative ways. Not only do we want to expand the media mentorship program, which was a pilot program we did out of our production centers of Seattle and Spokane, but we also want to fund programs that are working. that are really doing a great job of training folks up and giving them the opportunity to get on different sets. So we're also very interested, because the bill allows us to do this as well, is some career connected learning, connecting with younger people who are emerging out of, say, high school or junior college, who really want to get in the industry, and giving them real opportunities. And so it's, kind of the triple threat, trying to get every aspect of the pipeline, getting people from different communities and different groups, and really expanding the workforce that we have here, so that we can crew up all of the projects that we have, that we anticipate bringing into the state. So one of the other questions, I'm going to throw this one to you, Julie Damon, about enhanced incentives. It's kind of a fancy term. What is an enhanced incentive? Can you chat a little bit about that? We get that a lot right now.
Absolutely. So before I talk about what the enhanced incentive is, I'm going to take a minute to remind everybody what just the incentive is. So we get a lot of questions and calls for people wanting to know whether or not, our program is a grant. And the incentive is not, it's a return on the spend. So when a project gets approved, a movie or a series gets approved, they have to go forth and actually film that project, spend that money in the community, create those jobs before they ever receive any money from us. And what they do receive is typically a 30 or 35% return on what they actually spend in state. And so what that enhanced incentive is a new a tool that we can use to try to encourage work to in a rural community, or to help tell the stories from those who are historically underrepresented. And it's an increase in that incentive up to a 10% bump on that return spend. So we're still working on those programs diligently, coming up with what exactly that criteria is going to look like. But we're definitely getting those questions about when can someone come and film a project in a rural community, or help tell an underrepresented story and get that additional bump on their return. And so, Amy, the plan, as you've mentioned, is to debut something in March of next year.
Yes, March. We need some time to get it all finessed, but there's a lot, obviously, that we have coming down the pipe, which is really exciting. I want to maybe take a minute and talk about small budget productions.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you about, because you've been in community, and that's another thing that you've been chatting with people about quite a lot. So tell me, what's happening there?
Well, I think that the community got most excited at first about this idea of being first money in. So Washington Filmworks can be, you're making a project under $1 million and have two of the following four positions as Washington residents. That's a writer, director, producer, lead actor. You can qualify for this first money in. So we can, set aside some money for your project. And then when you go to investors, you can say, hey, I already have money raised for this. The state film office, Washington Filmworks, believes in what we're doing, and I am an emerging filmmaker, and you should invest in me. So that's one part. The other part that we spent so much time talking to the community about is this program, which would provide education and mentorships. And we talked to over 250 people. Thanks for those that showed up. Especially those organizations, community organizations that we partnered with to get their filmmakers and their community involved as well. That was pretty exciting to see so many people participate. But I'm really pleased to share that we pitched this idea to the board of directors. They're really enthusiastic about it. So we are taking the deep dive, getting into the nitty gritty, so to speak. And really looking at, drafting the guidelines and criteria. And for those of you that have not had the pleasure of reading our guidelines and criteria, which is 34 wonderful pages or something, they're like, of all the things, it's all everything you ever wanted to know about the incentive is in that 34-page document. And so we're writing the same kind of criteria for this program as well. Who qualifies, how you qualify, what the offering is, and all of that, and the budget. right? We need to put some money towards it so that we can make sure that the program is impactful. So I'm really excited about that program. I think it can really go far to develop and launch the careers of the next generation of Washington filmmakers. So I'm really excited about it. But we're hoping that we'll share more news about that at the annual industry update, which is...
Wait, you just said it. You just said annual industry update.
By the way, it's only October.
So you just mentioned it. It's going to be virtual again this year.
Yes.
So it's December 8th. We think it's 6 p.m., but everybody should keep an eye on their inbox for the details of how and when and where to tune in. But Amy, do you want to tease a little bit what folks may see and learn about if they tune in for that?
Yes. Well, we always spend time at the annual industry update talking about what's happening in the following year. So that'll be 2023. And as you can tell from this conversation, there's lots and lots going on. It's going to be a big, huge year in 2023. We are going to be breaking some news about new programs and opportunities at Filmworks. That's for sure on the docket. We will also be debuting new content, which might come in the form of an amazing new trailer.
A what? A new trailer?
Trailer. We haven't updated our trailer since like 10 years, I bet.
Something like that, close to that.
And it's all about showing off what this community does and what we do so well collectively. So we're really excited about that and to introduce you to the people working on it behind the scenes. So that's something that's going on, and you're going to meet lots of new people, not only new board members and staff members as we talked about earlier, but we're also onboarding some new Film Leadership Council members as well. We got a lot of great feedback because we always have a holiday cocktail. And so our friends at the W Seattle, like to think of themselves as the entertainment hotel of choice. Their bartender is concocting a cocktail that you can make at home. So we'll start the evening off with that. So lots and lots going on. We hope that you continue to engage with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a lot of new and breaking news, I think more than ever before, I would say. Julie, do you agree with that?
I agree. And I am so looking forward to that holiday cocktail with everything we have going on. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy that drink.
Yes.
So we talked about a lot tonight. If anyone has any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can always reach us at info@washingtonfilmworks.org. You can also sign up for our newsletter. That's always a great way to keep up to date on what is going on. Again, if you know of any contributors and you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at info. You can also go to our website on how to contribute. And then as we are debuting some of these, starting advertising for some of these jobs, keep an eye on working at Washington Filmworks if you think you're a perfect fit for that.
And just note, for those of you that are dedicated in development watchers, we will not be doing an in development on Thanksgiving Day.
No.
As a matter of fact, this is our last in development of the year because we're swapping out the December one for the annual industry update, which is, again, mark your calendars, December 8th. So I think that's it. That's a lot, but I think that's it.
Absolutely. Well, it's always an honor to work with you, Amy. And so thank you for this journey of this amazing programs that we're developing. And I am super eager for everybody to learn more about them.
Yep, it's a good time to be in film in Washington State. So join us on December 8th and holler if you have questions. We'd love to be engaged with you and designing things that work for this community. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you in December.